January 2nd, year 2000. The USS Monterey sails into the Persian Gulf, tasked with maritime security and monitoring oil transports in the region. It was here they were given the job of surveying two Russian oil tankers believed to be in breach of the UN oil sanctions against Iraq. After 30 days of monitoring the activity of the two vessels, the USS Monterey made the decision to change course in order to pursue and stop one of the ships. Following a short sprint across the water, the U.S. Navy guided missile cruiser ordered the Russian-flagged Volga Neft 147 to surrender for a search under the UN oil agreement, a call which the Russian vessel ignored. The USS Monterey continued to make demands for the vessel to stop immediately. These requests, however, continued to fall on deaf ears. And so, after multiple attempts to make contact with the Russian ship had failed, one of the U.S. Navy commanders on board made the decision to take the ship by force. It was at this time that a small number of U.S. Navy SEALs from the East Coast-based Naval Special Warfare SEAL Team 2 began their approach towards the Russian tanker. On board the two U.S. Navy helicopters were multiple well-known SEALs, including Thomas Jocko, Jocko Willink, and Rob O'Neill. The SEALs made their approach from the starboard side of the vessel before hovering over the center of the ship, allowing the operators on board to fast rope down onto the deck. The team split in two, each making their way towards the bridge, before making entry via the starboard and portside doors on the lower deck. The team systematically worked their way up the inner staircases and began clearing the accommodation block. It was here that they began to detain the first members of the crew. Members of the team then broke off, leaving behind a small number of SEALs with the now detained crew. They continued their search of the ship before gaining access to the bridge. Here, the final crew members were rounded up and detained. All crew on board were accounted for and put up zero resistance once the SEALs took control. As a result, the seizure of the ship was completed without incident, allowing for the oil to be properly examined. Over the next few days, as Russia protested for the release of the vessel, the oil was checked by the U.S. Navy and did eventually confirm the suspicions that the oil being carried had indeed originated from Iraq. The SEALs on board also conducted a detailed search of the tanker logs, as did an Omani naval officer who boarded the ship after the takedown. After all important documents and hardware had been seized, the Russian oil tanker was then taken to Muscat, the capital city of Oman. From there, all U.S. personnel involved returned to the USS Monterey, leaving the fate of the ship and its crew in the hands of the Omani government. In the weeks after the seizure of the vessel, Russia continued to condemn the actions of the U.S. Despite this, the operation was looked at as an overwhelming success and a great example of maritime readiness during a relatively quiet time for the SEAL teams. We hope you enjoyed today's video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you would like to see next.